How difficult is the Chandrabhaga Glacier trek? Now this is a question you must ask if you're planning this trek, because this is one of those most misleading treks when you look at the pictures. The walks look very flat, there are beautiful mountains around you, it looks like a walk in the park if you look at it. But this is one of our most challenging treks and we mark it as a moderate difficult trek. There are 3 reasons why we do this, and I'll take you through those 3 reasons in this video and help you understand how to prepare for it. Let's get started. There are 3 things that make the Chandrabhaga Glacier trek a moderate difficult one. The first thing is the altitude. Now this amounts to actually 80% of the risks posed on this particular trek, because you are starting this trek at an altitude of 16,000 feet. On most other treks of this grade, you are usually climbing to 16,000 feet and coming back within a matter of an hour, because you cannot spend that much time at that high altitude. The oxygen level is much lower, the pressure is much lower, and your body really begins to feel the effect of the altitude. But on this trek, you're starting at 16,000 feet, and for the next 4 days, you're hovering around 16,000 to 17,000 feet. Now, there's no respite anywhere on this trek. Even if you have to descend down, you have to come all the way down, you have to drive a lot and then come back down to somewhere around Atal Tunnel to get some respite. So how do you prepare for this kind of an altitude? The first thing is to acclimatize well. Within our itinerary, we have built in 3 days almost for you to just acclimatize. You're starting from Manali, going to Darcha and then going to Baralachla, and this is happening over 3 days where you're going from around 9,000-10,000 feet to 11,000 and then to 16,000 feet. So acclimatization is very important and you have to take that seriously. The second is to go on a preventive course of Diamox. Now there are a lot of people who raise their hands and legs saying, I don't want to take Diamox, I don't want to be on a preventive course. But on a trek like this, the forced ascents are very real, because even though we're acclimatizing, you're going from Darcha to Baralachla, 11,000 feet to 16,000 feet in a matter of 2.5 hours. On most other treks, this kind of altitude gain happens over 3-4 days. So you can imagine how much of a forced ascent this is, and your body is going to go through a lot just by existing at that altitude. So going on a preventive course of Diamox at least 2 days before you hit that Darcha's altitude is very important on this trek. The third thing is to listen to your trek leader, because our trek leaders have a lot of processes in place to ensure that your AMS does not reach a level where we have to descend you in an emergency situation. We take calls very closely by monitoring your oxygen 3 times a day, by maintaining a health card to track your oxygen levels. How were you doing yesterday? How were you doing morning versus this evening? How are you doing versus the entire team around you? So we're continuously monitoring patterns so that we keep a watch on your oxygen levels and do not let it deplete very quickly. In case that happens, we do a bit of mild treatment. But on a trek like this, descent is the only cure, and if your trek leader takes a call, then that's the final call, you will have to descend. So altitude is 80% of the problem on the Chandrabhaga Glacier trek. If this trek was at around 11,000-12,000 feet, we'd probably mark it easy moderate. So that is the reality of this trek and you have to take that seriously. The second thing that makes it difficult is the terrain. Now, on this trek, you are above 16,000 feet, which means you are in that extreme altitude, and along with it comes the terrain. You are above the tree line, you're continuously exposed to the elements, which means there are a lot of different elements you're dealing with. So first is there are river crossings on this trek. Almost on all days of the trek, you're crossing this river. Sometimes early in the morning, as we've designed it so that you're safe and crossing when the water level is very low. But there are times when you're returning from the glacier point or from the lakes where you have to cross these streams a little later in the afternoon when the flow is higher. So that is something you have to keep in mind and prepare yourself for. Another thing when it comes to terrain is the boulders. Now at this altitude, you are going to be trekking in a lot of exposed boulders. These are not very big boulders like the ones you see in Kashmir, but they are not very small boulders like scree sections either. Scree sections are there, but those are minimal and easy to deal with. But these are big boulders, especially when you're climbing towards the glacier viewpoint or when you're going down towards the Chandra River snout. So here you're going to be navigating through a lot of boulders, and that can really take a toll on your legs. You have to be very agile, very nimble, and over here fitness is the most important thing. You not only have to work on your endurance, but you have to work a lot on your leg strength and ankle strength and all of that. So make sure you're working on your fitness and then coming on this trek. So other than the terrain, there is a third thing that makes this trek moderate difficult, and that is the weather. Now, because you're at this altitude again, you're exposed to all kinds of weather conditions. If it is sunny, it is very sunny. You can have very severe sunburns if you're not covered. So ensure you have full sleeves, ensure you have a cap, ensure you have sunglasses. These are non-negotiables. If it's not sunny and if it's rainy, again you're going to be hit, because most of the times rain turns into hailstones at altitudes like this, and the hailstones are not small baby ones, they are like big baby potatoes that come at you. So you have to protect yourself with very good gear. So ensure you have a outer rain wear with you on this particular trek. The third thing when it comes to weather is the wind chill factor. Because it is so exposed, it's very windy on this particular trek. So you need a good shell jacket. So fitness, gear, all of these are non-negotiables on this particular trek. So many people ask me about the weather as well. What are the temperatures like? So over here you can brace yourself to see temperatures of around -4, -5 degrees at night, and that is what you're preparing yourself for. So keeping all of this in mind, you have to prepare yourself well for the Chandrabhaga Glacier trek. It's a brand new trek, a very exciting one. We have not seen such lunar landscapes on any other trek. But if you're going here, prepare yourself well and go. We have a team of experienced coordinators who will guide you through your preparation. We have our trek leaders who will take care of you on the trek, but 50% of it is your effort to come well prepared. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment below and we'll get back to you. After all, we have our explorers who explored and named these treks, so they can help you in the comments below. But that's all from me today on how difficult the Chandrabhaga Glacier trek is. We'll be back with more about the Chandrabhaga Glacier trek. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it. You'll be notified of our next video. Thank you for watching. I'm Swati from Indiahikes and you're watching Trek with Swati.